would like you to present yourself, and then I will explain the rules of the game.
Sure. So if I start, I'm not sure you can hear me. Is it working? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So my name is Romain Forestier. Happy to be there. I work at JEDI, which is the Joint European Disruptive Initiative, and we spend actually lots of our time to try to identify the main issues of 2025, 2030, because it's asking the right question, identifying the key issue, can be a game changer if you want to fund or to identify the next big thing of tomorrow and to fund the right solutions for the future of Europe.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Maksym Plakhotnyuk. I'm a CEO and founder of Atlant 3D Nanosystems. We as a team started to develop a new disruptive technology. It is a technology that allows to do atomic layer 3D printing of various electronic devices. So the uniqueness of this technology that we develop and pushing is that you can imagine printing almost like on a regular printer, very precise, high purity material electronics, like in the future, almost at your home. So imagine having an inkjet printer that does printing on your paper, and then imagine the printer that can print electronics that you can go and use it whenever you need.
Okay, so my first two guests, as you can see, are very cool. Just so I explain clearly, this game, because the future is not only for professionals, it's for everybody. This game is meant to put on the stage all the participants, but we start with 2 professionals. So thank you so much for joining. And now I will explain the rules. It's the game about discussions and introspection. So when we have 2 players, like we are right now, you each have to draw 3 cards, and then choose one that it's the most close to your heart or the one that you prefer, and then you should have your own opinion or your own ideas about that card. So you both should do that right now, please.
One by one?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
With the heart, so.
Yes,
yeah?
3 cards.
3 cards, and then you should choose which one is the most interesting or...
Any prizes?
Yes, you can receive this card,
okay.
this game card to yourself.
Okay. Yeah, shall we announce them?
Yes, you should read it out loud.
Okay, what could be the impact of human colonies on Mars? That's one. As emotional identification tag is mainstream, people cannot lie anymore. And the third one, the silver economy is booming in developed countries, 60+ years old. I will probably talk about the impact of colonization on Mars.
Perfect. Let's hear your ideas about that.
Or shall we? One by one? Or?
I think first
okay.
I would prefer you to say your opinion, and if he has something to add, he's very welcome.
I think there are a lot of things happening these days with Elon Musk grand vision to actually bring a human to Mars. A lot of opportunities opens. And I think one of the critical elements for colonization is to build an infrastructure on Mars. So going there, it is just 50% of success. But being there, living there, it's even more important than just to arrive there. And how we can build the infrastructure. So one way is, of course, how we're going to build the buildings. Another, how we're going to manufacture there. I'm particularly interested in manufacturing on Mars, considering that we can, Mars is also a huge, the place with huge resources, probably no oil and gas, but minerals. And we can produce electronics there. Or we can produce also, why we can consider to place sort of like a dirty industries there, since we need to live there in a kind of habitats with artificial atmosphere. So the dirty industries like iron or steel production or something like this can be more isolated there. Of course, the question if we can deliver to Earth, probably that would be heavy, right? But making Mars also the place where, as a launch pad for the future space exploration, where we can build the next generation spaceships on Mars. This can be also a good idea how we can promote, because launching the spaceship from Mars is much easier than from Earth. How we can build the houses on Mars? I think one of the solutions could be the 3D printing.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe you have a...
So there are already a few companies in the world that propose how to do the 3D printing of houses. And I think one of the possibilities is actually reaching out to companies that already do 3D printing on Earth of different buildings. And you probably saw a number of such examples when the whole building, few levels, was 3D printed within few days. So taking the Mars soil, mixing with some, I don't know, type of concrete, and then go and 3D print. This is fully automated system. No human interaction actually is needed. And then while, so first phase, delivering such 3D printers to Mars, they go and do the work automatically, and the group of humans arrive, and they have already the houses to live, or the habitats.
Okay, so for your own domain, the impact of colonies on Mars is actually a very interesting and maybe fertile ground.
Yeah, I think this is a very good opportunity. If we take nanotechnology, the field where I'm working, of course, the regular 3D printing is not something that will give us the boost. Of course, we would need some production facilities. But imagine bringing electronic printer, like Atlant makes, to Mars. This will eliminate the need of bringing high-precision components or electronic components from Earth to Mars. So these components can be manufactured there, and it means giving the autonomy, operational and technology autonomy to the settlers on Mars, giving them the possibility to innovate at that place.
Perfect.
So still on Mars?
It's not about steel, it's just what's the impact?
Yes, but keeping it to Mars. So
yeah.
I must agree with you, totally agree with you, Maksym, and I think what you said is absolutely right. One thing I need to stress is that we can think about Mars, but it's important to think about Earth as well, but provided that we're able to protect our Earth, Mars can definitely be a game changer, especially as a base to go beyond. And actually, I think we need to look both closer to Earth and further to Earth. Closer to Earth because what you mentioned about Mars, about the minerals that you have on Mars, you have them sometimes on the Moon as well. And you can have bases from Mars, but you can have bases from the Moon as well. And both of this, it would allow space exploration to be much cheaper. And currently what we're seeing with the reusable launchers and the fact that the cost of access to space has dropped in the last 10 years, we might see that in 10, 15, 20 years, once you will have maybe bases on the Moon or on Mars. For
and
that
infrastructure.
And infrastructure as well,
yeah.
And it's true that we would need 3D printers, for instance, on Mars. And when you talked as well about minerals that you could take from Mars to bring them back to Earth, actually that's something you can do for Mars. And ideally, I mean, that's something rather for 2050s, maybe, or the 2060s. You could do that for asteroids, to have asteroid mining, because, I mean, you have asteroids that are elsewhere in the solar system that are valued at billions of dollars because they're totally made out of minerals that are super interesting for the manufacturing of what we have. So let's protect Earth. Let's think about Mars with the devices that Maksym is producing. Let's as well keep in mind the Moon and the asteroids.
Perfect. Really interesting start to this game. Now it's your turn. draw
so
three
the
cards.
3 cards. So I have nanobots. Nanobots in our bodies prevent and cure various types of injuries and disease. Romantic relations with avatars or digital beings of a reality. And third one is about telepathy. Telepathy is possible through the brain-to-brain communication. And I'll probably go with this one. So telepathy, possible through the brain-to-brain communication. Maybe something that I would like to stress. I mean, obviously we're thinking about humans when we speak about that, but you know that currently we've been talking a lot about Elon Musk, about Mars, about Twitter, but keep in mind that he has Neuralink, which is doing tests on monkeys. And I think it would be actually fascinating if we could have telepathy for animals, and maybe we would have that before having it for humans, because think of what monkeys could communicate, how they could communicate with each other through just telepathy, and how we would be able to understand that. I think that just recently I learned that we all know that dogs, they understand their names. We usually think that cats do not understand their names, but actually I think there's been a scientific study, and you know that cats can actually understand their name and they can recognize you, something like that. And maybe that's something that we would have understood already through telepathy. So maybe first of all, I think that in the natural sciences, if you're able to understand to decrypt in a way this telepathy between dolphins, between elephants, between insects, and so on, that would be fascinating. And when you think about some insects, about ants, I think they're somehow having some sort of telepathy, even if I couldn't exactly explain it. And now bringing it back to humans, about telepathy within humans, the first thing I would be maybe worried about, or that I would keep in mind, is how to have encrypted telepathy, actually, because just thinking that, you could read in my mind, or I could try to communicate with Maksym, or I could try to understand what is under these cards. This is something great, but if everyone is able to go within my brain and to hear what I'm thinking of, without myself being able to block that or to encrypt that.
And being only in this room would be a problem.
Yeah, that might be a problem. Or even, I mean, if I'm able to have telepathy capabilities from someone elsewhere in the street or outside of at the other side of the planet, this is something I would think of. So we talk a lot about encryption for quantum computing, and that is something for the 2020s, 2030s. But maybe we should start thinking about encryption for telepathy for the 2030s or 2040s.
Okay, so maybe that's another card that we should make. We have the telepathy, or we'll have it soon, but we needed to encrypt it, which is also an important step. Okay, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think now you can join the main discussion, and we will try to see who's the next guest of ours.
Great. Thanks to you.
Thank you.
There are a lot of people registered to this game. Have fun today.